From the capital city of Nairobi, thank you for joining us. Well, let's take a look at stories making headlines tonight. President William Ruto defends government deployment of police to Haiti as President Joe Biden hosts the first family for state dinner. Mombasa County Governor Abdul Swamad Nasir bans sale, consumption and distribution of hut in the county. Parliament versus the Senate. Stalemate continues over the revenue allocation bill that anchors county All right, my name is Cynthia Nanjala. Let me bring you up to speed on what is making headlines. President William Ruto has once again defended Kenya's commitment to deploying 1,000 police officers to Port-au-Prince as part of the United Nations Security Council-backed security mission to troubled Haiti. Addressing the press alongside United States President Joe Biden at the White House in Washington, D.C., Ruto was pressed to explain Kenya's decision to dispatch the officers a distance of 12,708 kilometers from Kenya amidst the ongoing banditry attacks in the North Rift region. This comes after Kenya in July 2023 volunteered to lead the mission and deploy 1,000 troops to restore order to the troubled Caribbean nation overrun by marauding criminal gangs.
That Kenya's participation in Haiti is not so much about what happened in the past. It's about what we believe in, the peace and security of humanity. And we don't find that the U.S. is committing Kenya because the U.S. cannot commit Kenya. I am the president of Kenya. It's me to make that decision. And it's the people of Kenya to commit their own troops using their own structures. We've gone through the processes in Kenya. Parliament has approved. We have a clear mandate. We have a clear framework. And it is us, the people of Kenya, who made this decision in the interest of serving peace and stability as a responsible global citizen and understanding that insecurity, instability anywhere is insecurity and instability everywhere.
Now, President Joe Biden treated President William Ruto and his wife, Rachel Ruto, to a sumptuous state dinner on Thursday night. And now the guests dined under the stars in a pavilion made of glass and glowing with candles. The decor for the evening reflected the First Lady's love of candlelight, which she favors to make guests feel as if they're at home. Now the space, saturated with warm pinks and reds, were decorated with roses and orchids representing the United States and Kenya. Ruto's trip is the first state visit by a Kenyan president to the United States in 2 decades and the first by an African leader since 2008. The last African leader to address Congress was Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who spoke in the House chamber in 2006.
To the enduring bonds of friendship, partnership, and solidarity between Kenya and the United States. To the President. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, still in the U.S., President William Ruto met former President of the United States, Barack Obama, at Blair House. The two leaders embraced each other, with Obama greeting Ruto in Swahili. Now, Obama expressed his gratitude on seeing President Ruto, saying that it was good to see him again. The two leaders held a brief meeting at the Blair House, and Ruto met Obama before being officially received at the White House. Obama, the 44th President of the United States, was born to a Kenyan father. He previously made visits to Kenya while serving as senator and later on as the President of the United States. Obama's last visit to Kenya was in July 2018 after he left office, paving the way for the former President Donald Trump to assume the reins of power.
Habari.
Mzuri sana.
Asante sana.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Good to see you.
And welcome.
Didn't mean to mess up your shine there.
No, it's okay.
Yes. Please.
Thank you very much.
How have you been? Welcome.
I'm
Welcome
good.
to Washington.
Thank you very much.
Now, back in the country. A mediation team with representatives from both houses of parliament held a meeting to iron out the stalemate over the division of Revenue Allocation Bill of 2024, which informs the sharing of revenue between the national and the county governments for the financial year 2024-2025. Governors contend that the country's projected ordinary revenue is set to grow by 15%, demanding that counties should be allocated 450 billion shillings to cater for non-discretionary financial obligations, including housing levy deductions, enhanced NSSF contributions, and other emerging items that will cause extra expenditure by counties.
The problem would be is that we are dealing with an envelope that is more or less closed. Closed meaning the monies in the envelope can only be rearranged because the country is racing towards a deficit of 2.9% of deficit to GDP ratio.
If we look at the base that is being used now, the audited accounts that are being referred to are more than 3-4 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, really.
Senators should be empowered more for the purpose of oversighting the county governments, and I think we should be adding more money for oversight than more money to the counties, because the senators should be given power to be able to oversight the money that they give to the county government.
Not looking for additional resources. We just have to adjust within the resources that have been availed in the budget. And I would want to persuade these members of this committee to keenly look into the devolved functions and the shared functions between the two levels of government, with a view of redirecting the resources that are meant for devolved functions that are still in the national government, so that those matters can be addressed.
The President last year, when he opened the devolution conference, he did state that they are going to unbundle the rest of the functions. And now, going by the allocation that has been proposed and passed by the National Assembly, it means we are still going to wait for the next 1 or 2 years before the full functions could be unbundled. Now, coming to the figures, what we are asking for is a reasonable percentage of the growth in revenues of the national government.
My proposal, this 4 billion from a conditional grant, then we first shift it to shareable revenue. I wish now another member can tell us, shift, for example, Parliament has 42 billion. We can slice 2 billion from Parliament and take to the counties. That is also an open book. We can also cut any other thing. So let's not restrict our mind.
Now, the High Court has declared the Kenya Kwanza government's decision to reduce the funding of political parties is unlawful. In the great victory delivered by the High Court Judge Chacha Mwita to the ODM party, it found that Parliament cannot reduce the legal amount. The judge claimed that the money is provided by political parties and is governed by the Political Parties Act. Now, during the committee sessions, members of Parliament from the UDA party differed.
IBC was given money, has not paid the Postal Corporation. Why? Number 2, Honorable Murungara, don't be among those people who in future we will say this is the man who killed political parties in Kenya. Kindly return the money for political parties. Political parties right now cannot be able to pay its employees.
Political parties and Ajira, so that his hands are tied between two. I've even given you ideas. You are raising money in selling houses. Weka hapa, give political parties. Okay. You also have a lot of money in constructions, which you are saying as told. Toa hapa, weka political parties. We are willing to wait for Peter. You put in political parties. Democracy is more important than those structures. We can sit under trees and judge people under trees, but give us our money of political parties.
Recruitment of additional 1,000 recruitment on Ajira program
and you have said they were on a long-term contract. So, do you mean that already they have been engaged in a contract? And if it is yes, how have they been handpicked? Because this will raise more queries, audit queries.
This is very important. We are saying, send those children away. You don't give them the money so that you give it to a political party. Sincerely speaking, there may be an uproar over this, but I do not agree. And my committee never agreed.
What Chair is saying, as members of UDA party, we normally contribute money. Our treasurer, with due respect, I think school program, feeding program is a priority more than the political party. So I support Chair 100%.
The Anglican Church of Kenya, ACK, has opposed proposals contained in the 2024 financial bill. Led by the Archbishop of the ACK Church, Jackson Ole Sapit, and other clergy members, they want the financial bill to be taken through a strong public participation process, saying Kenyans are already overtaxed. Sapit says the opinion brought by Kenyans during the exercise should be included and implemented when Parliament considers the bill. The bill, published on May 9, 2024 in the special edition of the Kenya Gazette, is already undergoing public participation, according to the public participation announcement of the National Assembly of May 15, 2024. Samburu West Member of Parliament Naisula Lesuda has said that there is need for the government to include the Lord big taxes that Kenyans will be paying, while calling for the reduction of taxes.
Katika domain ya wananchi wa Kenya iliyoorodheshwa katika bill hii ya 2024-25, kuna mambo makubwa ambayo tuna hofu itasambaratisha maisha ya Wakenya pakubwa, hasa wale walio katika hali ya chini. Na ndio tunaomba serikali yetu pamoja na wanabunge wanaojadili sasa na wasifanye hii kitu inaitwa public participation kama kitu ya kuwekwa kwa makaratasi na PR na maoni ya wananchi haichukuliwi maanani.
Kule bungeni ndio tutakuwa tunajadiliana mambo ambayo yameletwa na Treasury, mahali wataongeza ushuru, mahali watapunguza, ili waweze kuokota taxes, ili waweze kufund the budget. Kile cha muhimu ambacho kama mbunge wa Samburu West nitakuwa naangalia ni ya kwamba tusiendelee kuwafinya Wakenya sana.
Now elsewhere, Mombasa County Governor Abdul Swamad Nasir has declared a total ban on the entry, sale and consumption of mogoka in their county. Speaking at the Port Reid's Hospital after signing the executive order, Governor Nasir said the substance is the leading cause of addiction in the region. Now, he said many young people will continue wasting away if such drastic steps are not taken. Nasir, however, said the county government will offer free rehabilitation and treatment to those addicted to the stimulant at various health facilities in the county.
Weka sahihi yangu katika executive order inayotoa amri ya kwa mwisho wa kufika mogokani katika boda zetu, gari zozote ambazo kwamba zenye kubeba mogoka zipige roundabout ziende kwingine. Pili, tunasema hakuna uuzaji, usafirishaji, utumiaji wala kuingiza mogoka katika county ya Mombasa. I've signed the executive order, na wakati ule ule tunajua kwa kuna wale vijana ambao watahitaji usaidizi bila ya malipo yoyote. Tumeweka center 18, tumeweka psychiatrists wa kutosha na wale ambao kwamba wataweza kuwapatia madawa, ikiwemo ni Bamburi Dispensary, Mlaleo Health Center, Junda Dispensary, Shimo Annexed, Ganjoni Dispensary, Mvita Health Center, Chuda Sub-County, Shikadabu Dispensary, Likoni Sub-County, Jomvu Model, Mikindani Dispensary, Chuda Sub-County, Utange Coast General Wing, Mtongwe Coast General Wing, Mrima Maternity, Shimolatewa Main Coast General yenyewe, na hapa katika Portrees, ambao there will be outreaches that will be operating kuhakikisha ya kuwa yoyote ikiwa ni mambo ya withdrawal ama jambo lolote wanapatiwa madawa.
Junior secondary school intern teachers who have been protesting across the country over the terms of their employment contracts have started receiving show cause letters from the Teachers Service Commission. The intern teachers started receiving those letters on Thursday. This is after the Teachers Service Commission sent out a letter to all regional directors of education last week seeking information on the number of intern teachers who have been missing classes due to the protests. The protests entered the second week on Tuesday as millions of learners across the country lack teachers in classrooms for the second term. TSC said it plans to employ up to 26,000 JSS intern teachers on permanent and pensionable terms in January of 2025. The teachers' employer told MPs it will take about 8.3 billion shillings to confirm the 26,000 teachers to permanent terms.
We have been traversing across the country to ensure that the right of a teacher is upheld. In regards to the court, what the court said is that internship is illegal. What we are saying today as teachers, in one accord, joining the rest of the teachers in the Republic of Kenya who are picketing, that is our right. I want to address the commission and the state agencies which are working to intimidate our teachers in regards to sending show cause letters. I am aware that when they were in court, they said that teachers are not part of the commission and they don't have any relations in the future. So we are wondering, why are they sending those show cause letters which are unconstitutional?
No CBC. No confirmation. No CBC. I want to address to TSC, Nancy Masharia, to all county directors, sub-county directors, that there is hot air that learning is going on in junior secondary school. There is no learning in junior secondary school. This is moguls from Mashuru zone, or rather JSS teachers from Mashuru zone, and they are not in class.
A total of 20 families from Chesiwo village, Chesikaki ward, Mount Elgon constituency, Bungoma County, have received food aid from their local member of parliament, Didmas Barasa, who has advised those living in landslide-prone areas to move to safer areas to avoid disaster. This is happening at a time when a family in the area is still mourning the death of 3 children on Tuesday night after their house was hit by stones from the mountain. In addition, the Member of Parliament has asked the national government and the county government to ensure that the victims are compensated quickly, including providing them with alternative accommodation and treatment for the injured.
Usiku hiyo mchanga na udongo ilikatika pamoja na msitu na maji yote, na ikakuja ikagonga mawe, na hiyo mawe ikaenda hivyo ikagonga nyumba kutoka juu kwa paa, na ikaua watoto wawili hapo na hapo, na hata pia matumbo ya watoto ilitoka nje, na hata mama na mzee na mtoto mdogo mwenye alikuwa amelala naye kwa kitanda. Mtoto pia mama alikuwa anadhania mtoto ako mzima, kumbe mtoto alikuwa amefariki katika mikono yake.
Kupoteza warafiki zetu, watoto wetu wa boma, family moja, baba achapotea lakini hako. Lakini watoto walipotea, watoto 3 walitafuta jana miguu wa kupata. Lakini walienda hospitali, maaskari walikutetea, Red Cross ilikuja ikakutetea, wakaenda hospitali. Lakini saa hii nimeona shughuli inaendelea, nimeona mheshimiwa huko amekuja kuona Titmas. Wenye tumeathiriwa tunasema pole, lakini si kupenda kwetu, ni mvua. Ni ajili ya mvua, na wote wenye wamekuja sehemu hii tumewashukuru.
Jukumu yote ya serikali yote ile ni kuhakikisha wananchi wanakaa mahali salama, wananchi wanashughulikiwa kama wako na majanga kama hii ambaye imekutana nao siku ya leo. Na mimi tutatembea na nyinyi kabisa mpaka kule mbele. Nitaendelea kunyenyekea mbele ya Mwenyezi Mungu anipatie ujasiri ya kusimama na watu ya Bungoma kwa matatizo tofauti ambayo wanapitia. Sasa hivi viongozi wengi wako Nairobi, wanaketi huko, wako likizo. Lakini mimi nimesema siwezi kuwa likizo. Na watu yangu ya Big Up hapa Mount Elgon wameumia hapa Chesikaki, nikasema lazima nifike hapa ndio niwashughulikie kwenda mbele.
Now, apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Earlier on, I said Mount Elgon constituency member of parliament, Didmas Barasa. Well, that's not it. Didmas Barasa is the Kimilili member of parliament, but Mount Elgon constituency MP is Fred Kapondi, so apologies about that. Now, police have warned the public of the Kenya Power and Lighting Company material theft after a major bust in Eldoret. The warning comes after a lorry from Kitale en route to Nairobi was nabbed carrying KPLC materials worth millions of shillings, which were intended for the market. According to Turbo OCPD, unscrupulous business persons are said to mix KPLC materials with other goods to avoid detections and are using scrap metal dealers to carry out their heinous activities. They have issued a warning to scrap metal dealers that stern action will be taken against them if they are found with KPLC materials.
This is one of the lorries that was moving from en route to Nairobi from Kitale via Eldoret, and our officers together with the security team from Kenya Power got a tip-off, and they managed to arrest this lorry that was suspected to be ferrying vandalized Kenya Power and Lighting materials. Today we have searched it, and sure enough we have found quite a number of copper materials, which the Kenya Power personnel have confirmed that it is theirs, and these people will be arraigned in court tomorrow. 2 days ago we impounded a lorry varying scrap metals, and we suspected that it was ferrying some of the vandalized materials. So with the efforts, with the assistance of DCI and the National Police officers, we impounded the vehicle. Today we've managed to offload the content of the lorry, and inside we found a number of assorted copper materials, of which we suspect quite a number belongs to Kenya Power. As I said, this is a culmination of 2 weeks campaign or operation, so to speak, with the effort of trying to cap the vandalism menace in North Rift region. For the last 2-3 weeks, 2 months, we've lost to a tune of 22 transformers in this region. And actually, economically, if you look at that cumulatively, it means a lot because we have hospitals, we have schools, we have households being without power due to vandalism. What I can tell the members of the public is that they should cooperate with us, with the police, with the members of security team from Kenya Power, so that we can at least eradicate the menace of vandalism in our country.
Activists in the fight against fistula are hopeful of setting up special units for those who rely on fistula treatment in public hospitals. Despite stigma continuing to be a major obstacle for women suffering from this condition, many have had to avoid seeking treatment. However, several women who have witnessed this situation are determined to change the story through their stories of resilience and triumph, transforming them from victims to champions. The victims say this while at Cheptai Sub-County Hospital as they marked the International Day for Fistula in the community, asking different organizations to help them with public education and to end stigma in the community.
Let's End Fistula initiative ambayo may support this activity, the county government and other supportive partners. Hii ugonjwa ama hali ya fistula imeathiri wamama wa Cheptai Sub-County kwa sababu moja ama mbili. Sababu ya kwanza ni kwa sababu ya mama wengi wanapata mimba mapema wakiwa wachanga. Hiyo inachangia kwa sababu organs yao imejamachua, ni rahisi wapate fistula. Hali nyingine ambayo ilichangia fistula katika Cheptai ambapo ilikuwa zamani kiasi kitambo, ilikuwa ni mambo ya FGM, female genital mutilation, ilikuwa inapraktisiwa the years of 2000 kurudi nyuma. Kwa hivyo hao mama wetu wakubwa kiasi waliweze kuathirika na wengine wakapata fistula kwa sababu ya tohara.
Nilipata
nikijifungua mtoto wangu wa 3 2014. 2014 ndio nilipata fistula. Nilipata nikijifungua mtoto wangu wa 3 2014. 2014 ndio nilipata fistula. 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 2014
nilipatikana nikiwa na hii nasuri. Pale nilijifungua vizuri, unajua sasa kwa wale watoto wangu wote wawili nilijifungua hospitali. Ikafikia huyu mmoja, tabia ingine ya wamama, tunakuanga na tabia ingine kidogo, kiburi kidogo, nikasusha si kwenda kliniki. Nikashindwa nitaendaje kujifungua na kule wanauliza kitabu ya kliniki. Nikaamua kwenda kwa mgunga. Mgunga alikuwa ananihudumianga. Siku yenye ilinipata usiku. Kaona si yuko sawa. Yaani kabla sijataka niende nisusu, tayari nimesusu.
Ugonjwa huu ulinipatia kwa kweli sikukaa na raha. Nimekuwa nikisoma, baada ya shule nikaenda nikapelekwa kusoma, lakini kwa kweli sikuwa na raha yoyote. Niweza kukubali na nikaweza kuja hospitali na nikaweza kupata matibabu. Kwa sasa tangu wakati nilikuwa na nusura na wakati huu naona tofauti kubwa sana.
Our message today, we speak strongly. Tunaambia wakina mama, wakina dada wajitokezee, wasikuwe na aibu. Fistula ni kitu ambayo inaweza kurekebishwa na hali yao ya maisha ikuwe restored. Kwa hivyo watokezea hospitalini, hospitali zetu zote we can screen. Tunaweza kukuhoji na tunaweza pia kukupima kuona kama uko na dalili za fistula alafu uweze kusaidika. Kwa hivyo fistula ni kitu ambayo inawezekana. Tuungane pamoja tumalize hii fistula.
Well, incredible stories of those women that have been able to overcome that, and we hope that many more, as you know, public gatherings will be able to be put up for much more sensitization on fistula. Now, the government has reiterated its commitment to extending the standard gauge railway SGR from Naivasha to Malaba and beyond to enhance the competitiveness of the North Transport Corridor. Speaking during the launch of the Kenya Railways Strategic Plan of 2023 to 2027 in Mombasa on Friday, Transport Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen said his ministry will collaborate with the Interstate Ministerial Committee on the SGR cluster to explore viable financial options to ensure that SGR extends from Malaba through Kasese in Uganda and finally Kisangani in the Democratic Republic of Congo is a way of boosting regional trade.
As a government, we would like to see a railway transport play a greater role in Kenya's socio-economic development, and I'm happy that in this plan, Kenya Railways aims to significantly expand its network, modernize its infrastructure, and adopt innovative technologies by the year 2027. This will enhance Madaraka Express, Nairobi commuter rail and meter gauge railway passenger and freight services in the Republic of Kenya. The plan also outlines comprehensive efforts to extend the railway network, particularly the standard gauge railway, from Naivasha to Malaba on the border with Uganda, enhancing wider access and boosting regional trade. This is in line with our commitment to fulfill the dreams of our forefathers to have the Indian Ocean coast and the Latin coast linked. And I was speaking to Vincent, who is from DRC, that one of the greatest missions I'd like to undertake in the very near future is, apart from visiting Uganda, to visit DRC so that we can work together to make sure that we achieve this great vision of linking Indian Ocean with the Atlantic Ocean through DRC to Douala all the way to the Atlantic Ocean.
Now to sports. Just hours after announcing the departure of their current manager, Xavi Hernandez, at the end of the season, Barcelona have already taken the decisive steps to secure a deal with their new boss, who's a former Bayern Munich and Germany manager Hansi Flick, and will become the Blaugrana's next first-team head coach. Flick will sign a full 2-year deal instead of the 1-year agreement with an option for a second season. Now, Flick came onto the scene when he took over at Bayern after the sacking of Niko Kovac in 2019 and went on to have a wild success, winning the sextuple in 2020, which included the infamous 8-2 win over Barcelona in the Champions League quarterfinals. It is actually 9:30 on the mark, and that is where we want to wrap our bulletin tonight. Thank you for your wonderful company. I hope you're up to date with what is making headlines across the country. Stay safe, stay warm. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Good night.